In this video, I'm going to show you a simple AI-powered automation that gives you an unlimited supply of news headlines that you can turn into catchy, attention-grabbing Instagram posts in minutes, not hours. This is the same system that top agents are using in their markets right now to stand out in their local market and grow their presence on Instagram. So if you want to dominate your feed with content that people actually want to stop and read, this is the video for you. Here we are in Make.com. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Make.com, it is like Zapier on steroids. It is an automation platform that allows you to connect to pretty much every app on the internet and create automations for anything you may need in your business. It is paid, but it is well worth the money for what we are about to build today. So as you can see here, we have our automation. We have our first node, which is going to be able to pull all of the RSS information from our local market that is aggregating the news stories. We have an HTTP and a text parser module that is going to scrape those individual web pages. And then we have a ChatGPT module that is going to decipher what is on those pages, read it, understand it, and then craft it into a news-based headline that it will then dump into a Google Sheet of our choosing. Now, in this video, we are going to go ahead and build this entire automation from scratch. But if you want to skip ahead and import this snapshot into your Make.com, I made it super easy for you to do. Just head on over into the BAMX community, go up here to Classroom, down to ChatGPT prompts right there, and it will be right here, and you can grab your Make.com blueprint and then connect it to all of your assets. But let's go ahead and learn how to build this from scratch. In Make.com, the first thing we're going to want to do is head right up here to the top right corner and click Create New Scenario. We're going to want to name this scenario Local Headline Post. Fantastic. And now we're going to start adding in our nodes. The first node we're going to add in, we're going to click and type in RSS. And we're going to click on Watch RSS Feed Items. Now I know what you're probably thinking. What does RSS stand for? Well, it stands for Real Simple Syndication. Essentially, it is just a direct feed to any site. Every time a new post is published on that site, your RSS feed pulls it in. The app I like to use is called rss.app. Again, all linked below and all linked within the school. And this is a great app if you want to sort of build out your own news aggregations, especially for your local market. It is paid, but it's pretty cheap. I think it's only like $10 a month, which is well worth it in my opinion. Once you set up your account within RSS, you are going to be presented with your RSS backend. Now, this is where we're going to start creating all of the different news sites within our local market in order to build out our news feed. Now, you may know the top 1 or 2 news sites in your market, but we want to make sure we're covering the entire field as far as news sites go, from local happenings in your municipality to new restaurant openings and culture events. So what we're going to then do is head on over to our good friend ChatGPT. Inside ChatGPT, the first thing we're going to want to do is drop in our prompt. Now, I've gone ahead and created a prompt for you, which you'll be able to find right here in school, the RSS template prompt. And all you're going to need to do is just write, I am a real estate agent. In my case, I'm gonna do Long Island, New York. That way I can make sure that all of the news sites it's pulling are factual. Use that and run it through the attached prompt. Great. And what it's gone ahead and done is given me an aggregated list of all of the different biggest news sites within that market. So we've got Newsday, Long Island Press, Patch, News 12, your local Patch sub pages, so for like the individual towns, Facebook group, Nextdoor, Long Island Pulse, all of the different things that you might care about for your town are pulled in here. Now that we have all of our different news sites that we can pull from, it's time to start curating our list. So let's head back on over to rss.com. And on rss.com, we are going to want to create a new feed. Once we've clicked on create a new feed, over in the left, we're going to want to click web page to RSS feed. What this is going to do is pull all of the newly published stories from a specific website into an aggregated space. So if we head back over to ChatGPT, I know this like the back of my hand. The first thing we're going to want to pull is Newsday. So we're going to go to Newsday, Long Island's #1 source. We're going to go to Newsday, and you can actually go individually on all of these. I'm just pulling from the front page as of right now. I'm going to come back to RSS, paste that in, and generate. It's going to give you a little spinny circle, Next, we're going to want to click Save to My Feeds. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and add in all of the rest of the sources just like we did with this one. Great. So now that I have all of my different news feeds that I want to pull from aggregated along the left side here, we are going to want to create a bundle. A bundle is going to take all of those news feeds and put them into one thread. So go up there to bundles, click create new bundle, and let's go ahead and select all. Click next, let's call this Long Island, and create. Perfect. Now, once you've done that, you can see all of the different stories that are happening in and around Long Island that you can then parse through and see what works. So the Great Neck Committee supports suit and stills a connection. SADS at VFW forges connection with the community. These are all really local stories impacting your market. Long Island triplets earn Eagle Scouts and status award from Sheriff's Office. All different types of stories. You know, play Lady Gaga's tour piano at Steinway Manhasset. You know this piano store, I've driven by it quite a few times. So even stories like that. So once we have our feed established, we're gonna scroll back up to the top and click the copy button next to our bundle URL. Once we have that, we're ready to go back into make.com, go to our RSS node, and paste in. Now, for maximum number of returned items, we just want one. We want it to pull one new news story at a time for this automation specifically, but you can increase that depending on how you want to set up yours. Save. So now it's going to ask you from now on, RSS feed items from after a specific date, all RSS feed items, or if you want to, let's say, go back to the beginning of the month, we're in June right now, click save. Perfect. Now you have your first node established. Next thing you're going to want to do inside make.com is click your little plus icon here and type in HTTP. And under HTTP, you're going to click get a file. Once you click into URL, it's going to give you a bunch of different presets here, and you're just going to click URL. Pretty simple so far. You're going to want to click save. The next thing you're going to want to do is click the next plus node. Now we are going to want to look up the text parser node, and we're going to want to go HTML to text. And in the HTML, we are going to want to click data, because as you see with the little circle there kind of pulsing, we're pulling the information from the HTTP node and dumping it into the text parser. Save. All good, all easy to do so far. The next thing we're going to want to do is click the plus node again. And this is where the fun part happens. We're going to want to click on ChatGPT. We are going to then want to click create a completion. Wait for it to load. Under model, I always go with ChatGPT 4.0. It's the system one. It's the standard one. And let me actually move myself over here so you guys can see a little bit better. Let me make myself a tad smaller too. Let me make some room on the screen. There we go. You guys want to see what's going on, not just beautiful. So now that we have our ChatGPT node here, we are going to want to add a message. Under role, you're going to want to click user, and under text content, this is where you're going to want to paste in your prompt. This is probably, I would say, the most important part of the entire thing, because all of it hinges on this completion. You want to make sure you get the prompt right within ChatGPT here. And lucky for you, I've gone ahead and created a prompt specifically for this, which you can head back over to the school and click for the local news prompt template. And then you're just going to want to paste in your prompt, which reads here, right? But here is where you want to make sure that you're connecting the information correctly. If you click anywhere on the page, you're going to have this little sub menu pop up again on the side. And that is where you're going to want to click next article and click text. That way the ChatGPT node knows that you are pulling the text from the text parser to go through. Perfect. You're going to want to keep your max completion tokens at 2048 as well. And in case I didn't mention it before or it got cut out in post, you will need the paid version of ChatGPT in order to do this so that you can get your API key to connect it. Then you're going to hit save. Now, at this point, before we move on to dump everything into Google Sheets, what I would recommend doing is clicking save. Fantastic. And you're going to want to click run once. Now, once we run it once, you'll see that it went through there. It pulled the news story, it deciphered the text, and it gave us a ChatGPT completion. So now in order to see our prompt completion and what that looks like, you're going to want to click the number 1 next to the ChatGPT module, and under output, let me just move myself to the side here, you're going to see the result. And the result that it came up with from our link that it pulled in the RSS node, which we can see here. If we click on the one next to the RSS, Maloney honored at Fest for TV insiders and new creators. Very cool. I think that's the guy from Law & Order. And if that's the case, would make this even better. So it's taken that, it's read the article, it's understood what happened, and it's given us a headline for our post. Christopher Maloney honored at North Fork TV Festival in Greenport. Very cool, because that definitely, I believe, is the guy from Law & Order. So this is a nice little serendipity example that happened here. So you get a famous person that you can trend jack. So there you go. You tested it once. They're gonna come down here to the floppy disk icon. Comment down below if you're old enough to know what this icon here is, or a floppy disk. Let me know down in the comments. But this automation works. And I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, that's great, but where does all of this information go? And that is where Google Sheets come in. So you're just gonna come over here to Google Sheets and open up a new sheet like you would anything else. And let's go ahead and say local, if I can spell, local news headlines. Perfect. You're gonna come back into make.com. You're going to hit the plus icon. You're gonna click on Google Sheets. It's gonna ask you to authenticate inside your Google Sheets with your Google account. Super easy to do, like you would do with anything else. And then we are going to want to add a row. Now it's going to say search by path, my drive, you've connected, click here, news headlines, perfect. Sheet name, we're in sheet 1, table contains headers, yes. And this is where we're going to start mapping our field values. So in column number 1, what I actually want to do is come down here and put the original title of the article that was pulled. Then in column number 2, what I wanna do is go ahead and put the URL of that article so I can refer back to it. Then in column 3, what I want to then do is put the result from ChatGPT. What the result is going to be that news headline. So let's go ahead and save that. Click back on our floppy disk. Let's click run once. It should pull a new article now. And in the meantime, and look what has happened here. It's gone ahead and give us the article title as it was written in the newspaper, the link to that exact article, and the news headline clip. So there you go. So automatically you guys can come in here each and every single day, and this will just give you a new row, and you can look through it and say, gee, what do I want to post about today? So this is a story about the Crest Group landing a $42.5 million loan for Long Island office portfolio. The headline that it can come up with is Crest Group locks in $42.5 million office loan for Hauppauge and Islandia portfolio. I might even shorten this and cut out the Islandia portfolio. Haupauge's a big enough town. Shout out to Hauppauge if you're from Long Island. And that's it, you're done setting up the automation. This took us, what does my camera say here, counting time? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, not even. And with that, all you have to do now is click the floppy disk again, turn this on, and at every 15-minute intervals, this will just run in the background and you check the Google Sheet. I know automation can seem like it's a little bit scary when you're first getting started. It was for me, and frankly, I just started really diving into this deeply like back in October, November. But once you get your arms around it with smaller little automations like this, it's really not that bad. But let's take it one step further. And actually, while I was just talking, it pulled another article here. This is about the mayoral race here in New York. Cuomo's lead shrinks in New York City mayor race as Mavdani gains ground. Very cool. So you could see this working in real time. But let's go ahead and talk about the Crest Group article, because let's say you wanted to now go ahead and turn this in a headline-based article. Very easy to do, and we provide everything for you to do so in BAM-X. You're gonna head back into the school community. You're gonna head over to hyperlocal templates, and you're going to want to click on this news template right here. It's going to open a link for you in Canva. You're going to hit click edit template, and it is going to pull this up for you like so. So the headline we are going to go with is Crest Group locks in $42.5 million office loan for Hauppauge and Islandia. Let's go ahead and actually head to this site, because I think this is going to be a great photo here. So we're going to want to right click, copy photo, head back over to our Canva, delete the photo in the background, paste this in with Command V, drag this up here. We're going to want to then click on the position layers and drag this underneath the gradient there. Beautiful. We're going to want to center that. Fantastic. The next thing you're going to want to do is alter the text. Go ahead and copy this, head back to Canva, double click, shorten this up. I know Jill, our creative director, is going to watch this, so I will not abandon that last little one word of text on the bottom. I'll size this up, perfect. And right in the middle here is the BAM logo, but you can go ahead and replace this with your own logo. Download this down from Canva very easily if you hit share up here, and then download and post it to your Instagram. And just like that, you've gone ahead and created an automation that scrapes all of the local news sites in your area and creates catchy headlines that you could then very easily turn into headline style posts to help grow your Instagram in your area. Again, and as always, the links for everything I discussed are going to be in the episode description down below, as well as in the BAMX community. If you found this video valuable and want to learn more about how you can build AI-powered systems to help grow your real estate business, do me a favor, click this video. As I move my mic, this video right here, the video that I'm gonna put in post, this video that you should click on if you haven't already, is the one that YouTube thinks you will actually get the most benefit from if you click on it next.